as we look at the things that are happening in the news and the polls, the undercurrent is afraid. And this is exactly what you were talking about, Michelle. It's sad to think that Donald Trump is the greatest threat to democracy. And you just illustrated how the Democratic Party has someone who's their nomination, and no one's voted for them. Do you see the irony of that? But I want you to see what the World Economic Forum, Harari, and others are feeling. They've shown their cards. This is that running naked.
Yeah.
And just watch this. I want you two to respond to this.
Are you concerned that Trump might be elected again shortly?
I think it's very likely. And if it happens, it is likely to be the kind of like the death blow to what remains of the global order. And he says it openly. Now again, it should be clear that many of these politicians, they present a false dichotomy, a false binary vision of the world, as if you have to choose between patriotism and globalism, between being loyal to your nation and being loyal to some kind of, global government or whatever.
Now that's Harari, the think tank leader behind the World Economic Forum, the billionaires that meet in Davos, all of that are behind this secretive sort of government that's reshaping everything. And notice his fear. The fear is that Donald Trump would win and displace all that they put in place.
It could be.
Yeah? Yeah.
No, that's why I think it's, again, if we could go back and look at the 4 years under Donald Trump and the indictments, the impeachments, the lawfare now with like 4 or 5 lawsuits, everything has been miraculous because any one of those should have taken him down.
Yeah.
And yet he's been kind of skipping over each one, not on his own because he makes a lot of mistakes, but it's like the hand of God has just moved something. And that's why, you asked about hope. And I think there is hope because I'd like to live in a decent country where we're a nation and we're strong and our kids and grandchildren have a chance. And so we shouldn't just give in to despair or just give up and think this is it, because thank God Harari's scared. That's a good thing.
That's a good
I'm glad.
thing. Yeah, amen.
And so he should be. And so I want him to be saved too, but what we need to do is just pray. The power of prayer, when the believers agree and unleash the power of prayer, it isn't us. It's the Spirit of God who does the work and brings about the miracle. We just saw one on the screen tonight. So, absolutely there can be a miracle. We don't know his timing. That's the thing. We don't know if this war in the next 3 days will be Ezekiel 38 or what. We don't know. Yeah. So that's not our responsibility to know. Our responsibility is to trust, pray, believe.
And share the gospel.
And share the gospel.
And plead with people to respond, both Jew and Gentile.
That's right, because he is for us. He's not against us. He is for us. And every morning, wake up and say, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Then expect great things. That's where the miracles come.
I have a question for you, and you sort of answered it, but I kind of want to build on it a little bit more. Who do you think is running the country?
The ghost president?
Yeah.
It's not one person, I don't think. I think that it is an amalgam. And I think Obama has weirdly had 3 terms, and I think he's going for a fourth. But it isn't just him. It's also Anita Dunn, a communist.
Yes,
it's
communist.
There's this whole litany of communists that, and I'm not saying this in a pejorative sense, actually card-carrying communists who are working in the administration. Under any other circumstances, they never would have passed their FBI background check.
Sure.
They'd never get anywhere near there. But I think it's a lot of the retreads, but I think it's also other fellow travelers who've come in to join them. Susan Rice, I think, was a part of that. Again, she was from the Obama crowd. Valerie Jarrett, I just saw her pop her head up, and I haven't seen her in like 4 years. So these guys have been there all along, but it isn't just them. they're in league with this global order of the Hararis
Yes.
and the Klaus Schwabs and all
Exactly.
that. So it isn't just that. It's not American. It's global. So the White House is being run globally. And also, this is just a speculation opinion, when you look at Joe Biden, who was clearly compromised by the Communist Chinese, the Communist Chinese have been running the White House. They've been having their way. And so every bad actor, because birds of a feather flock together, every bad actor has been having his way with our United States Treasury. It's the world's biggest ATM machine. They've been having a field day with it, and it's sick, and it's got to stop. And that's why if there is a change at the helm this fall, pretty dramatic things are going to have to happen. I mean, you're basically going to have to shut down the Department of Education. You're going to have to shut down the FBI and start over. You're going to have to shut down the Department of Justice, start over. Shut down the CIA, start over. You're going to have to do amazing things. But can it be done? Yes. President Milei of Argentina, he just this week came out and said he shut down all of his intelligence agencies. And he started 4 new organizations because he said, you know what they've been doing? All they've been doing is political persecutions and prosecutions. Sound familiar? That's the only thing our intelligence community does, is trying to rub out the political opponents. So I think it's time to be done with that and get our country back and run it right.
And what I like about that, it's not just saying we got a problem. That's the solution.
Yes.
I mean, if there is going to be a recovery, that's got to happen.
We have to do big things, bold things,
Absolutely.
and not be afraid of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.